there. So I wanted to share this experience I had today. It's kind of driving me nuts, and I wish it wasn't, because I try not to let these things bother me. But so I'm driving down the road, and I'm always, if you're a hunter and you're a turkey hunter, or just a hunter in general, you're always looking. Like, if you're a spouse of a hunter, like, you understand what I'm saying. So I'm driving down the road this morning, and I look over at this farm, and there is like at least a dozen turkeys, like toms. Like there's probably let's say 7 toms. A few of them are strutting, and there's a few hens over there, and the bearded dragon, and some of them. I don't care. I'm not a trophy hunter. I'm a subsistence hunter and an opportunist hunter. So anyway, so I said, oh, it's a farm. It's a horse farm. I was like, okay. So I pull in the driveway, and there's no trespassing, nothing like that signs, because I respect that stuff, and I pull in, and I got my stuff on here, I'm like, hi, my name's Jen, and I'm a bow hunter, and I see that you have a lot of turkeys. I was wondering if I could please speak to the property owner. And the lady was like, oh, the property owner's right over here. And I said, oh, hi, how are you? My name is Jen. I was wondering if you would allow me to bow hunt turkey on your property. She said, no, I like nature to do things the natural way. And she just kind of walked by me like a boss. And I said, okay, I'm sorry. I said, I think that hunting is the natural way. I said, but, I don't want to offend you. I said, if you change your mind, here's my contact information. She really wanted to have nothing to do with me. And I didn't, I'm not there to start anything. So I looked at her friend or her helper or whoever that person was. And I said, thank you so much. I said, I hope you guys have a nice day. I'm gonna leave now. Sorry for bothering you, but I don't know. You get negative reactions sometimes, often, where I live. People have this negative attitude about hunting, and it's bothering me, because I'm a good person, and I don't know if they understand where their food comes from in the grocery store, I guess. And that, for me, is the difference, is that I choose to harvest my meat the old-fashioned way, or hunt, or however you want to say it. Or it's just these regulations I have to follow, right? So it's like, whereas if you choose to go into the grocery store and buy your food or your meat, then that's your choice, and I don't judge you for that. And it's okay. This is this lady's property. She has every right to tell me to go and leave and just bounce, and I would absolutely, and respect her wish. But it's just that whole negative mentality and stuff. I was raised in the same area, and it just was a different, more like-minded of like my views and ethics when I was raised. And I guess I just want people to just think more about that. Like, where does your food come from if you don't source it or grow it or harvest it yourself, right? Yeah, so that's it. So just, if you have any comments, it would probably be cool to hear, like, if you had some good comments. I don't want to hear the bad comments, no offense, but that's even if you even watch this thing all the way to the end, because most people don't even watch the videos to the end. But anyway, thanks for watching my video.